Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pete Pollux. I'm the Director of Fine Arts here at Byram Hills, and it's my distinct honor to be here tonight to present to you our new inductees for the 2023 National Art Honor Society ceremony. I prepared some remarks so I wouldn't be long-winded today. I promised Ms. Menashe and Ms. Carlin that I would be brief. So I'm going to start there, and then the students are going to take the program away and run with it. So I have good evening. It's my honor to welcome you to the 2023 National Art Honor Society induction ceremony. As the Director of Fine Arts at Byram Hills, I have the pleasure of watching our young visual artists develop over time as they move from grade to grade. I'm humbled by their creativity and determination demonstrated by our students each and every day, and I'm beyond proud of the entire visual arts faculty for their inspiring artistry and their dedication to our students. Byram Hills has a long history of supporting the arts. Children receive comprehensive and sequential instruction in visual arts from the time that they are in kindergarten. When students reach high school, there are many different artistic pathways to choose from, including sculpture and ceramics, drawing and painting, graphic design, photography, media arts, and metalsmithing. The arts, positioned in school, curriculum symbolizes to the young what adults believe is important. The robust course offerings in the visual arts at Byram Hills is a testament to what we as a school community believe. I thank all of you for encouraging your sons and daughters to explore their creative talents. I thank all of you for encouraging them. I commend our art teachers for inspiring art making in our students. And I thank our board of directors, Dr. Jen Lamia, our principal, Mr. Chris Walsh, and the entire leadership team at Byram Hills for believing in the power of the arts. It's now my pleasure to introduce senior Samantha Milowitz, who will kick off our program this evening by sharing a little background information about the National Art Honor Society. Please welcome Samantha.
Hi, thank you all for being here tonight. In 1978, the National Art Education Association began the National Art Honor Society program to recognize students who have shown an outstanding ability and interest in art. The Byram Hills chapter of the National Art Honor Society was formed in 2018. It's dedicated to providing students with opportunities to broaden their knowledge of the arts and use their talents to serve their community at school and in their local area. I'll now turn it over to Abby and Piper to share some information about our projects this year.
First, we're just going to be sharing about everything that the Society has been doing this year. Through these activities, students have been gaining points, which has been allowing them to be inducted tonight. So the first activity that we did this year was participating in the Armonk Outdoor Art Show. Last year, there was a jury, and many of our students had their art appear in it. So the Armonk Outdoor Art Show consistently ranks among the top fine art and design shows in the country. The artists are carefully juried each year to ensure a fresh and ever-changing array of work across all mediums and price points. We are lucky enough to have a student booth to exhibit our work and let the community know about our program. We would also like to say a special thank you to Gemma Dean for coordinating the art show this year.
In the month of October, we held a fundraiser by painting and selling pumpkins to teachers and students in our community. Inspired by famous artists, NAHS members painted Tim Burton, Yayoi Kusama, and Keith Haring inspired pumpkins, as well as fun Halloween designs. In the week leading up to Halloween, pumpkins could be found decorating the school and teachers' classrooms.
Empty Bowls is a grassroots movement on the part of ceramic artists to raise money for charities that help the hungry. In October, NAHS members made coil-built and wheel-thrown bowls for an Empty Bowls event sponsored by Hillside Food Outreach, a nonprofit organization that provides meals to people in Westchester, Fairfield, and Putnam counties. At a November fundraising dinner called Ladles of Love at Villa Barone in Mayapack, some of the bowls were auctioned off, and the rest were given to guests to remind them of the people in need in our community.
As part of NAHS, students have the opportunity to submit to the NAHS juried show. This year, 8 Byram students submitted work to be judged by artists at the national headquarters, adding to the total of 2,410 entries. 120 pieces were selected as winners. Among them was Alaska Fairbanks' Wheel of Fortune.
While most of the projects we do every year are traditions, our Vice President, Abby, came up with a new idea to design bookmarks to share with the elementary schools. We had members use designs inspired by well-known children's books and encouraged them to use their own creativity as well. Coleman Hill students can find our bookmarks when they check out a book from the library.
To celebrate Valentine's Day, NAHS designed Valentine's cards and organized for messages to be sent electronically. Students filled out a Google form to select their artwork of choice and then wrote their personalized message to be sent out on Valentine's Day. We received 176 responses.
To bring some spirit into the school as we enter spring, NAHS collected small rocks and stones and decorated them by painting kind messages. Members spread them throughout the school so that students could read these messages to brighten their day.
Now we would like to invite our president, Samantha Milowitz, to give a presentation of her journey in art.
Me again. I'm excited to share a little bit with you about my art journey, specifically in AP photography. I picked up photography as a hobby from my brother. When he received a new camera, his old one was passed on to me, and it rarely left my hands. Initially, the images were crooked, oddly cropped, and blurry, but over the course of the last 5 years, I've successfully transformed my work, both in the classroom and outside, through my photography business. The piece to the left, titled My Life Matters Too, was part of a series in which I sought to uncover the realities of cultural and ethnic enclaves by debunking stereotypes and prejudices that lead to discrimination. Each photo shoot explored different places: New York City's Chinatown, Miami's Little Havana, and the Lower East Side. I carefully selected backgrounds and subjects' facial expressions, a process achieved by taking thousands of photographs and meticulously narrowing until reaching a single representative image. As my exploration progressed, I became more comfortable as an outsider. After conversing with subjects, I asked them to adopt poses that they felt represented their identity, uncovering the glimpses of their experiences while acknowledging that I will never fully understand them. I also investigated the same concept of relationship with firefighters. I'm a volunteer firefighter EMT at the Armonk Fire Department, and I connected my passion for photography with that of serving my community by capturing the job's intense labor and emotion. Merely an inconspicuous spectator, I began by shooting firefighters from afar carrying out their duties, resulting in photographs of indistinguishable subjects. Progressing more intimately, I neared as they focused on task, capturing glimpses of their face. In the end, I asked these firefighters to pose and had the opportunity to learn more about them, such as an instructor's experience in the fire service. Ultimately, in these processes, my camera helped me transition from observing to forming personal connections. Within my portfolio and beyond, I explore modern issues: racism, pandemic isolation, and phobias. I experiment with techniques to enhance composition, including value, leading lines, color emphasis, repetition, and capturing motion. Yet one thing remains consistent throughout my work. My camera serves as a tool to capture the reality that exists before my eyes. I'm thankful for my time in NAHS, as it has given me a place to share my work with fellow artists and experiment with various mediums and learn from new perspectives. I'll now pass it over to Alaska to share more about her journey.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming to the induction tonight. I'm Alaska Fairbanks, and I'm excited to tell you about my personal art journey. My primary inspiration for creating art is to express and build upon my personal memories, with my AP Art Studio concentration centered around the juxtaposition between childhood and adolescence. Many of my earlier pieces, such as the ones on this first slide, represent the innocence and nostalgia that surround childhood memories. I've enjoyed exploring themes such as naivete and dependency, as well as the wonder and joy of exploration as a young child. In addition to these ideas, my pieces also illustrate the consistency and greater emphasis on tangible concepts and goals that encompass childhood. Conversely, my later pieces can discern the overarching themes of change and motion. As we get older, the future becomes less tangible, and the unknown isn't just fascinating, but also uncertain. For instance, my piece Wheel of Fortune on this slide depicts the daunting ambiguity of future after graduation. Although I originally focused my later pieces solely on the loss of childhood innocence, I've now adapted my ideas to incorporate the newfound independence that comes with leaving home, represented through my pieces by the motif of birds taking flight. Participating in the art program at Byram Hills has allowed me to experiment with my art, try new mediums, and ultimately grow as an artist, and I've loved connecting with others in school and the local community by organizing and participating in NAHS's activities. Overall, I've really enjoyed being a part of NAHS over the past 2 years, both as a member and as a co-president, because of the opportunity to have a community of people who share my interests in art.
Okay, now we want to bring up some members, and we especially would like to thank our co-presidents, Samantha and Alaska, our Vice President, Abby, and our Secretary Treasurer, Piper, for their contributions this year. So previously inducted members, we also would like to recognize for the fact that they are continuing to contribute to our Honor Society. So I'm just going to call them up one by one. Samantha Abraham. Elizabeth Albright. Ayaka Aman. Gemma Dean. Lily Hirsch couldn't make it tonight, but we want to thank her anyway. Erica Kartunen. Casey couldn't make it tonight, but we thank her anyway. Jonathan Parent. Lila couldn't make it tonight, but we do thank her anyway. And Avery Talbot. And Olivia couldn't make it tonight, but we thank her anyway.
Hello, everyone. I'd first like to say congratulations to all the new and continuing members of NAHS. Being a part of this honor society is truly a rewarding experience, as not only do we get to give back to the community through art, but we also get to explore our personal interests in different mediums through various projects. My interest in art developed later in my life, fostered by the electives I have taken throughout high school. I had always loved to visit galleries and museums, but it wasn't until my advanced drawing and painting class that I became more invested in creating art as well. Suddenly, I was able to try many new mediums that I had never been exposed to before, introducing me to a whole new world of art. I quickly became a fan of colored pencil, charcoal, and recently printmaking. When deciding what path to follow for my sustained investigation in AP Studio Art this year, I reflected upon my childhood memories and how, as I have gotten older, there are certain things that have been left behind. My SI embodies the idea that as we mature, bits and pieces of our life remain in the past to help commemorate those stages of our growth. I began with a collage of items that were important to me when I was a baby. With a tall candle to symbolize the beginning of life, this piece marks the start of the little things we forget about or no longer use now that we have outgrown them. The second piece shown here, entitled A Love Letter to Dance, is representative of the concepts and ideas we may leave behind, rather than actual items. By utilizing my old point shoes as a canvas, not only did I get to experience the process of creating a mixed media piece, but I also was able to showcase the evolution of childhood dreams that come with age. In this particular piece, I display that my roots have grown into dance, as this art form has had a huge impact on my adolescence. The second shoe, adorned with a bird ready to leave the nest, represents that as I move toward college and the years beyond, I wish to continue chasing this passion, and though it may look different from how it does now, I shall always have my roots as a memory of where it all began. Each of my pieces embody this idea of leaving behind a part of ourselves as we mature through childhood and eventually become young adults. In developing my SI, I have constantly reflected on my time at Byram Hills. I will miss the art community created here, both in class and in NAHS. I would like to thank all of the art teachers for their dedication and support to the art programs, as I have truly enjoyed getting to learn new techniques and experiment with new art styles over the years. Thank you all for coming, and congratulations again to all of our inductees. I would now like to pass it on to our treasurer, Piper, to give her personal journey in art.
So as soon as I started high school, I knew I wanted to take as many art classes as I could, and that's why I was so fortunate to go to Byram Hills that offers such a wide variety of art classes. I began drawing and painting and graphic design during my freshman year, and I continued to go on those tracks through the pandemic in and out of school. Even though I've been studying all kinds of art for the last 4 years, tonight I will be specifically talking about my journey with AP Studio Art, which I started last year in junior year. My concentration in AP Studio focuses on boots. This piece on the left, the purple rain boots, was my first real piece I made contributing to my concentration. I never planned on taking that idea with boots anywhere, but the piece itself I really loved. It was the first studio piece that felt not only matured, but also like it had a little piece of me in it. I decided to continue the boots idea into my junior year, which is when I created these two pieces. At this point, I was still figuring out what the boots actually meant in terms of my sustained investigation. Both of these pieces caused a turning point from ISI because it's when I was able to reach out into other sources of media and use them in my own pieces. The top with Dorothy's ruby red slippers that I turned into boots, and the bottom with the empowerment song of the 70s, These Boots Are Made for Walking. Before the summer, I decided to branch out of my roots and instead paint a pair of sneakers. While I decided that my sustained investigation only had room for one type of shoe, this piece is still one that I love. Going into senior year, I realized I had to become more creative with figuring out how to incorporate boots into my art. One assignment that was especially challenging was when we went to Central Park as a field trip to take pictures, focusing mostly on landscapes. Having done this assignment before, I knew I wanted to take a different approach. After walking around all day finding no inspiration, I sat tired on the stairs in front of the Central Park fountain. I started to notice all the different people walking by, and suddenly an idea hit me. I began to take pictures of all the different shoes coming into my view. I was fascinated by all the different walks of life, and looking back on the pictures, I realized that shoes are very representative of who we are. This idea of identity being attached to the boots is what my sustained investigation has come to be about. This piece ended up being selected to be in the Young Artists exhibition at the Katona Museum of Art this year, along with other high school students from Westchester. It was a really exciting event and the culmination of my experience of being an artist at Byram Hills. The NAHS has also been another huge part of that experience, and I am very proud of the work that both myself and the society has done as a whole this year. Next year, I plan to continue studying art. I hope to branch out into other forms of art, but eventually hone my skills into a career that takes advantage of the specialized set of talents I am very grateful to have. Thank you. So now is time when we are going to induct all of our new members, and we will start by all the members reciting the NAHS pledge. So you don't have to raise your hands or anything, but just repeat after me. Okay. I will, to the best of my ability, through my talents in art, help to create a better world for myself, for humankind, and for all living things.
Hudson Dean. Catherine Dyer. Summer Fang. Marley Fisher. Jessica Freeberg. Zoe Marcus. Kaylee McLaughlin. Gabriella Murley. Layla Miles. Maya Malloy. Eve Nepo. Gregory Parent. Sarah Park. Elsa Rolfs. Alexa Schuster.
Hi everyone, I'm now going to do the charge to all of our new members. So as co-president of the NAHS, I charge our new members to continue to act with integrity, keep your promises, respect our individual differences, embrace teamwork, and encourage artistic curiosity wherever you find it. We hope this induction will be just one facet of your lifelong commitment to the arts. Thank you.
How about a big congratulations to all of our inductees. Well done. I'd like to offer special thank you to club advisors, Jane Carlin and Amy Menashe. If you just stand for a moment and just say thank you to our club advisors. Give them a round of applause because they work effortlessly to create a really beautiful service-minded community that leads with their hearts and their hands. I invite you to visit the artwork that's in the hallway that showcases, the showcases on your way out. And lastly, I would invite all of you to come and join us for the AP Art Show that is scheduled for April 19th and 20th. It'll be right down here in the band hallway, band room, which is really transformed into a gorgeous art gallery. So I encourage you to come back and visit. And if you do have sons and daughters that are not in the AP coursework yet, please come and see what's in store for them. So again, congratulations to all of our inductees. Thanks to Mr. Walsh for being here tonight and for all of you for joining us and encouraging your students to make art. Have a great evening and thanks very much.